Are you a golfer who hits your iron well, but you struggle off the tee? Or maybe it's the other way around, you hit your driver great, but you can't hit an iron. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you why this is and how you can be great with both. Now, the first thing we have to understand is the concepts when it comes to hitting these two clubs. Now, whenever you're hitting an iron off the ground, you are always going to have to hit down on this golf ball. This allows us to achieve that ball and then ground contact, and it also allows us to get some shaft lean at impact. So if you're a good iron player, chances are you're doing that very, very well. You're hitting down on the ball, compressing it. But in this situation, if we then go to a driver, we actually need the opposite. We want to feel like we're swinging this club more around us so we can sweep this ball off the tee. And as you can see, it's kind of the opposite to an iron. So where people get a little bit confused is if you're good with your iron but you struggle with your driver, chances are you have a lot more of an up and down swing. You can compress the ball, but then you try and do that with driver and ultimately you just chop down on it. You're not very successful. But if it's the other way, if you're good with your driver like myself, you naturally swing this club nicely around you and you sweep it, but then you take that same technique into an iron and you find controlling your low point, taking a divot in the right spot, compressing the ball, and just overall being consistent very, very difficult. So the key when it comes to these is being able to go, right, with an iron, I need to hit this steeper, have a steeper swing, but with a driver, I need to be able to swing more around me. But what is a great way of being able to learn this? Well, if I just drop the driver down for a second, and I was to bring my iron up in front of me here, and I was to say, right, I want you just to swing this around your body and come back to this impact position. Do that a couple times for me. And then from there, swing all the way through. You can see that forms a pretty good arc around my body. Now, with an iron, because it's a shorter shaft, we will naturally see golfers be what? More bent over at address. So if I do that same feeling of swinging around me here, I bend over a little bit, you can naturally see it starts to add some steepness, or relative to where it was before, to the swing. So if I then come down a little bit lower, you can see there's some more steepness right there. And if I come to where it's all the way down on the ground, it now feels a lot steeper, like it's working a lot more up and down. But if I do that same feeling with a driver, if I set up here and I go top, and I swing around, same principle, but now simply because the shaft's longer, as I bend over, I'm not going to be as bent over as with an iron, so I'm naturally going to be taller. This naturally forces me to swing more around me and get back to a good position. So let's say you're the golfer who is really good with your driver, but you're struggling with your irons. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get used to swinging this club more up and down, a little bit steeper relative to probably what you're used to with a driver. Now, in order to encourage this, we're going to use an alignment stick, and we're going to use this for the driver and the irons. Now, from the face-on view, the way you're going to set this up is you are going to stand 2 foot widths behind the ball and place the alignment stick there. This is level 1. I'll show you level 2 and level 3 in a second. But what this is essentially doing is if I start to swing this club too shallow around my body, from here as I come down, I'm going to more than likely hit that alignment stick right there. So what this is automatically going to force you to do is it's going to force you to get a little bit steeper on the way down. But what are some simple swing thoughts to help promote this? In the backswing, I want you to feel like as you swing back, you can get your hands above your trail shoulder. So if you're struggling with swinging too flat with an iron, feel like as you swing back, you can get your hands above your trail shoulder. Now from here, you can see the line to the ball is naturally steeper than if I was more around me. Steeper up here, flatter down here. So by having my hands more what it feels like over my shoulder, that's automatically going to encourage more of a downward angle of attack, especially when I add in an avoidance drill like so. Here's what it will look like. And as you can see there, that's a very straight golf shot. I took a beautiful divot, it was ball and ground contact, and it was nice and compressed. So now let's progress to level 2. Level 2 is going 1.5 foot widths behind the golf ball, just like so. Now this just essentially means the margin for error here is smaller and it gets even harder. So this is going to force you now to have kind of more of a precise swing. If I hit this shot, you'll notice that I'm able to get that beautiful ball and ground contact. And again, you can see that I got that good ball and ground contact, and this is helping me be more successful with my irons. And then we can progress to the third level, which is the hardest level, which if I place the ball down here and I put 1 foot width behind the ball, that's where the alignment stick's gonna go. So this is the toughest level. If you can do this, it means your iron play is in a great spot. Here's what this one will look like. And you can see there, it was a beautiful ball in ground contact and it was a nice strike. So if we now move to the driver, the main goal of this, especially if you're struggling, is to get you swinging more around you. So the very first thing that I want to do is give you a simple swing thought for the backswing. And this is something that has worked very, very well for clients of mine who are struggling with their driver because they pick their hands up too much. And that swing thought is, as you swing back, I want you to feel like your hands pass under your trail shoulder. So if you're too steep, they're going to go above your trail shoulder. If you're trying to swing more around you, you're going to feel like they pass under your trail shoulder to the top, and then they come back down under the trail shoulder. So if you imagine that swing thought, we're going to go under to under, and naturally from this position, guess where I'm going to want to naturally swing? Out to the right. Under the trail shoulder, swing to the right. Now let me give you a drill to force you to swing a little bit more from the inside. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip your club over and place it just outside of the golf ball. Now, when I place an alignment stick in the ground just like so, I am going to bend it down so that the tip of that alignment stick is roughly about at the grip height, so roughly about there. And you can see that it's also slightly outside of the ball. Now the reason for this is, number one, with it being at a grip height off the ground, it gives you a nice simple measurement. But number two is it's also going to force you to swing more around you on the way down, avoid that hit from the inside and swing all the way through. So it's an amazing avoidance drill. Hands under the trail shoulder, avoid that alignment stick, naturally swing to the right. Pair that with a good setup position and you're going to see you're going to strike your driver way better. And the great thing is this really does force you to feel like you want to swing those hands more around you on the way back. And you can very much see that in that swing. I was around, I came down nice and shallow, and I avoided that alignment stick. It's a phenomenal drill to help me shallow out my swing if you are somebody who gets choppy and struggles with driver. So then the final key is to then simplify this down with one swing thought. So let's start with the driver. I'm going to feel like I keep those hands underneath the shoulder. Whether I do or not is another thing, but that's going to be my feeling. Now let's hit one with an iron. I'm going to feel like, for me, I get my hands a little higher above my right shoulder. Now, as you can see in both of those shots, they were really good. I hit them pure, I hit them straight, not much curvature to them, but that is going to help you simplify down driver and irons to become great with both of them. If you need more one-to-one help with your game, I offer online coaching on the Skillest platform. The link is down below. And if you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and the channel a subscribe. I hope to see you back here soon.